Recently, I've been more intrigued watching the various graphs of the grand solar minimum and what it means for humanity and nature to thrive. In many ways, this is no different from reading the horoscope of an individual, as various astrologers actually work with graphs to pinpoint cycles of great changes within a person and their life cycles on the microcosmic level. And those geocosmic astrologers focus more on macrocosmic challenges, usually brought about by eclipses as triggers, and major corresponding conjunctions, oppositions, and even squares known as aspects between planets, and also incorporating their rulerships over the signs. So, on a macrocosmic level, this is much like predicting the horoscope of our planet. Now, while the planet itself is changing, it'll be more than likely that it will survive. It's up to those living on the planet to adjust to the planetary changes. Much like if I was reading a personal horoscope, I'd be stating, well, you can look at this aspect as a fatal outcome by which you do nothing about it and just let it happen. Or you can work with the polarity you are up against and prepare in advance to move with the cycle. In other words, don't fight what's naturally occurring, as it is much bigger than you can personally handle at the moment. If you heed warning signs, you can prepare in advance. Astrology and astronomy at one time were practiced together. It was the ancients that documented the movements of the planets and the star patterns, and noticed that during certain alignments of the planets, in particular signs of the zodiac, and their aspects to one another, various conditions on Earth were observed to take place. Now that we are entering the age of Aquarius and the shifting of our own magnetic sphere in relation to the Sun, we can expect more intensity to the Sun's impact on our planet. As a matter of fact, NOAA has recently stated that the polar shift is actually happening much faster than expected. We've already witnessed this shift with the massive planetary upheavals in weather, quake activity, massive flooding, and just plain disaster around the globe. It is also foretold that certain GSM activities, that is the grand solar minimum, we have been seeing the rise of famine, wars, rise and fall of regimes. The astrological connection here cannot be ignored. As we all share the planet, we are all in communication with the orbits of other planets, and you cannot separate the parts from the whole. The study of astrology that reviews earthquakes is also called Astro-Geology. First, the geological causes are two underlying processes, which are the solar activity of the Sun and the stirring of magma under the Earth. Astrological signatures are depicted by eclipses in fixed signs as more or less the key factors of Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. If you want to check out more of that, you can go to Gianpaolo Di Coco. I'm probably botching that. For more info on his YouTube channel, of which as far back as February 2018 he predicted this summer would be the most intense activity of quakes. Gianpaolo also discusses the parallel patterns of historic quakes of 1906 through 2018 that were forthcoming indicators of major seismic activity triggered by eclipses. Also, a great site for daily observance on the GSM is the Oppenheimer Ranch project on YouTube. Diamond emphasizes his use of graphs, which again echo patterns of GSM activity and their correlations to the planet's current effects on climate, and what you should know to prepare for the coming mini ice age. One thing is clear: you cannot separate what happens on this planet from the Sun, nor the electromagnetic forces and their impact upon the Earth, or for that matter any cosmic disturbances we have discovered on other planets, many of which have just come to light recently as of this year by various space probes, and the undeniable fact that the planet is changing, as well as all the other planets in the solar system. I cannot go into detail on this at this time, but wanted to enlighten you to the fact that as much as we are seeing these timely occurrences on Earth, we must also as a species be affected by these magnetic polarities. It's just impossible to separate the two. Although my former studies are in Jungian astrology, there certainly are certain astrological patterns that happen during quake and volcanic activity. If we attribute the rulerships of Leo and Aquarius and their attention to the physical body, the microcosm, we are looking at the heart and the circulation of the body. Macrocosmically, as above, so below, in relationship to the Earth, the Sun is the heartbeat of the Earth, and Aquarius, whose ruler is Uranus, a most unpredictable disruptive planet, is the circulation of the Earth and all its elements and magma. So please check out both of these sites for more information, no matter what you believe, and subscribe to Like Me once in my first in a long time report on my channel and theirs. Thank you for listening. This is Mind Control Central. Recently, I've been